What everybody endured, of course, with the incessant drizzle 2 years ago. This will take, as we see, and like so many of the top ladies, there is a substantial history. They play each other more often than the top men do. 14 meetings, 10 to Lindsay.
Last one was
in LA last
sound
November.
Beating.
Wow. Dementieva's last win was at the French Open 04. Gave Lindsay round of 16. Davenport to serve. Sharapova, Kleisters, and Pierce are in the semis, and the winner tonight fills out the last four. Tracy, that's funny talking to Adam Peterson, Lindsay's coach today. That's precisely the kind of point that they don't want to see Lindsay get into too much, but she won that one.
Yeah, she could see that there's Adam Peterson and Lindsay's husband to his left in the black shirt. It's John Leach, former player at USC. There's Lindsay's mom, Anne, just to John's left. John Leach just came in for the second week of the Open. And he'll be playing a tournament in Bali the week after the Open, and so John's going to stay on and go with Lindsay there. Of course, that's a good place to go. Second double fault. Well, Lindsay was asked about Dementieva's serve, and she said, just think what a great player she'd be if she had a great serve.
Gosh, the rest of her game right there is just beautiful to watch. So first game, break point. And there's Davenport, and what she will lean on a big first serve. Lindsay with 5 first serves in the 8 points so far. She's won 4 of the 5. Lindsay has been a staple on the semifinal Friday here. 7 of the last 8 U.S. Opens. She's at least made it to that Friday, the semifinals. And the only year she did to no one, she lost in the quarters.
It's one thing when you look at Davenport's career, she has been so consistent. Only 3 Grand Slam titles, but so often getting to the semis, getting to the finals. Justinena, Kim Clijsters, most of the top have lost early. Woo!
And that's an omen that Dementieva would love. Breaking serve to start the match. Well, there it is for Friday. Sharapova and Clijsters will play each other with 2 days rest. And if Davenport wins tonight, it will be some battle. 2 of the eminence grise of the ladies tour. 30-year-old Mary Pierce and 29-year-old Lindsay Davenport.
Talk about power from the baseline in that match. Pierce beat Davenport in the quarters at French this year on the clay soundly. Straight sets. That was a big surprise.
And this, of course, Mary Pierce's first. In contrast to what we just told you with Lindsay's history, this is the first semi for Mary Pierce in the U.S. Open at age 30.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Lindsay, tournament in, tournament out. She's always in the finals. Most of the other top players at some point have had that bad loss. Justinena Ardenne first round at Wimbledon this year.
Does not look right here, does she? At the start.
Davenport with 5 errors already. Dementieva with none. Really makes you work for it. Once you get past that serve.
Lindsay, of course, looked for all the world like she was positioned to win the Australian Open, and then flat hit a wall physically and absolutely could not play the 3rd set against Serena, and of course had a match point at the Wimbledon final this year. I was happy to hear what her comments in our lead-in tonight, that she's now able, because I actually talked to her a little bit last week about it. She's now able to start to recognize how special that Wimbledon final was. Painful as the result was for Davenport.
Longest in history, 2 hours and 45 minutes. She said so many people were feeling badly for her that she didn't win it. They were sending candy, flowers to her home. But she has said that Venus just played better on the crucial points.
This is what Davenport hopes to do, is that on that, take some of that second serve funk from Dementieva and handle it and eventually win the point.
Dementieva has gotten so used to taking the ball after her serve and kind of defending, kind of hunkering down and getting that next one in and then starting the point from there. See a little bit of a difference on that first serve. Krajicek must have been working on. It's
a whole different motion from the second serve.
Yes. Stands upright. That toss isn't quite as far to her right, but still likes to slice it. But now
watch.
There'll be a slice probably to the forehand.
And she admits it. She says second serves, I revert. I lapse back into my habit. We'll see right away which one it is.
Yeah, exactly. That looks like
that's the new first.
That's the first serve. Oh, that's the second serve. Yeah, see, it's from this angle. If you see it straight on, you'd be able to see that the toss is very far to her right. She has to carve around the right side of the ball, where most players have a topspin second serve where they brush up the back of the ball.
Wow. That was a... I mean, I said wow because now that was the kind of first serve we've not seen from her before. Man, that was a hard 109.
What Davenport has said that is so difficult, and we've all seen it in Dementieva's matches. Here's a first serve where she throws it up right about 1 o'clock.
That's good.
Releases the arm. It's like a much better serve there. She can't force herself to do that on the second serve.
Well, she saved herself there. Dementieva saved 2 break points. And she's up 2-love first set. Our prime time at the Open on USA Network, also available in high def right now in HD simulcast on Universal HD. Lindsay just looks like she came out of the tunnel completely off. A bit like Clijsters did early last night.
She kind of sauntered in after that serve, not thinking Dementieva was going to get it back. Got some power. Wow. Open stance, but just uncoils with the upper body. And look at the strong legs. Bends down. Great rotation.
Yeah. Off the ground, she is terrific, isn't she? But we've seen that. She played for 2 championships last year. Roland Garros and here. Wow. Punishes that return. What a start. Elena Dementieva, 3-love. Well, it is the marquee night, certainly of the U.S. Open, with ladies' quarters to be followed by Andre Agassi and James Blake. Lindsay Davenport getting off to a most unusual start. First 2 service games broken. Dementieva didn't sound when she spoke briefly to Michael, Tracy, nor does she play like someone who's on the short end of that 410 record. And she's not out here playing as if she's at all intimidated.
She wouldn't be intimidated. She's had plenty of great results, and she knows that she can stand toe-to-toe with Lindsay. It's just a question of how well she's serving, and she's doing a great job right now. 69% of her first serves in. And Davenport, to me, just looks like she's a little lethargic out there. Lindsay's strokes are pretty flat. I mean, just a little bit of topspin, but she hits it so hard, so close to the lines. If she doesn't feel that rhythm, she can pile up the errors.
That's a break Davenport right now will take. Thank you very much. She had 2 chances in Dementieva's first service game.
Lindsay's just disgusted with herself. Serve was right at her. Very hittable. A lot of errors off the Davenport racket.
Twice in the game. Right on the top.
Very tight nets here. Wimbledon, that would probably have dribbled over a lot looser.
Let's see if Davenport can pounce on the second serve. Forehand sails long, so Davenport gets 1 break back. As the IBM ticker will get you caught up today, Mary Pierce. And then the amazing, well, amazing, yes, Martina Navratilova into the semis with Annalena Grunefeld. Amazing Robbie Ginepri story. Semi-finals at the U.S. Open. Run that one again.
Unseeded.
Unseeded. 1 match away from having to apply for a wild card in July.
Davenport slamming the ball against the backstop after a 3rd double fault. Davenport just looks confused here. Dementieva, you see that she hits and continues to move forward a bit after she strikes the shot. It's very solid ground strokes. Davenport says sometimes she'll hit harder than I do. She's not used to that. She can out-hit me. And Dementieva talked about how important her return of serve is. She feels that that's her best asset. Finds the corner. Because she hits the ball with such an open stance, Ted, I find that it's very difficult to tell where Dementieva is going to hit that backhand.
Well, this is some start. Dementieva 4-1.
Just announced, the Chevy employee discount continues on 05 vehicles and is now available on 06 full-size trucks. From the family of Chevy trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. The discount price is right on the window. That's the Chevy Total Value Promise. Right now, get a 2006 Silverado 1500 regular cab WT for under $16,200. See your local Chevy dealer today.
You're the greatest. Hey.
Wow, that looks cool.
What?
Make your ideal trip a reality on Expedia with extra savings when you book your flight and hotel together.
Expedia.com.
Daddy, can I have some emerald nuts?
Honey, if you eat an emerald nut, unicorns will disappear forever.
That's not true, Jim.
Yeah, saying I'd never come back because she ate your emerald cashews? Jim, come on.
Or if you touch those emerald nuts, the Easter bunny gets whacked? What was that about?
Thank you.
Well, obviously the women play the same format in the majors as they do year-round, best of 3. So Lindsay Davenport has a lot less time to get going and try to match this amazing Grand Slam record.
Australian Open, she was the champion there in 2000. It's the last Grand Slam that she won. She won here in 98, at Wimbledon in 99, and Australian in 2000. That's her 3 slams.
Dementieva just accelerated the pace, Tracy, on that last forehand. Ooh.
She just picks it up a notch. Dementieva didn't exactly have an easy road to this quarterfinals. In the 3rd round against Chakbatadze, she won 7-6 in the 3rd, 7-5 in the tiebreak. She is playing extremely solid tonight. 6 winners and 4 unforced errors.
And that's what had to be in the Davenport game plan. Crush the second serve, and ironically the second serve so far has been much more devastating to Davenport on her own second serve.
Davenport has won 1 out of 9 points on her own second serve, and that, to me, she's got a good second serve, but it's Dementieva's return. It's been terrific. Davenport just came out, looked like to me, Ted, a bit nervous. A couple of double faults that first game.
Wow, and it's you sort of said it that you saw her in the tunnel with Michael Barkin. You thought you could read it on her.
I did. I thought she looked extra nervous, and
you wouldn't expect it.
No, she's had so many big-time experiences, and
assuming there's no massive turnaround here, she's going to have to try to pull off a Kim Clijsters. She watched the match last night, saw Clijsters do that.
coming into this quarterfinal match, Davenport had only been broken 6 times in 4 rounds. Broken 3 times in succession already in this first set. Very unusual.
Here's where it's been Davenport's second serve so far that has been more damaging.
Dementieva knows that she can stay in the points. At that point, she just hit the ball up the middle. She knows that she can run down so many balls. She's got such great ability to track extra balls down. And go for a lot there. Wait for the Davenport error. And then she kind of lulls you in, and then she just kind of rips one up the line or cross court.
Again, these players on the ladies' side, they play each other so often, none of this is a surprise. Well, Lindsay's going to have to just find some energy after this set. See if she can find a different level. This level will not get it done for her. Give Dementieva credit. She senses it, and she pounced and broke down.
On the American Stock Exchange, September 8th, 1984, goes down as the greatest day in U.S. Open history, as each of 3 matches was extended to the maximum number of sets. In the first men's semi, Yvonne Lendl defeated Pat Cash in a 5th-set tiebreak. Then Martina Navratilova beat longtime rival Chris Evert 6-4 in the 3rd to capture the women's championship. And in the nightcap, John McEnroe defeated Jimmy Connors 6-3 in the 5th to put an end and an exclamation point on a Super Saturday.
John's going to be disappointed he wasn't here to enjoy that, as he went on to beat Lendl and win his 4th U.S. Open. Well, obviously, all we know, Tracy, is what we see. And we see a Lindsay Davenport who had played with almost no energy in the first set. Reasons unknown, and everybody here except Dementieva is hoping that Davenport at least finds something to motivate her to get her going here in the second set.
There are days that you just come out and feel a little lack of coordination. You just feel a little flat. You can change that momentum right here. To me, if you're Davenport, don't show this negative body language. You know, this is a new set. Kind of put that one in the bank and forget about it. And you've still got 2 sets to play. Be positive. Start new here.
And that's what the older Lindsay has been very good at. The younger Lindsay had a problem with amnesia.
Exactly.
By the way, Dementieva, so far, 0 double faults. I think what was it, 19?
19 against Chuck Patadze. It's almost a whole set full.
Davenport 3 in the first set.
Better point. Bring those shots in a bit. Don't aim for the lines. Unforced. They just keep adding up, and usually she's playing a great match. She's got double the amount of winners. Davenport. Little tight on that backhand there from Dementieva. Door open just a bit with this break point. Good shot selection, serve right at the body. Barely get out of the way. Dementieva comes up with that high take back that she usually takes anyway, and just slices under it.
It also does give you an idea of how good Dementieva is off the ground. Not many can stand there and slug like that off the ground with Davenport.
16 shots.
That's out. Well, Davenport does look to be a little more into it. 5 and 19 for Davenport. Wow. And Tracy, the number that doesn't show up on there, that's astonishing. Lindsay was broken. You see, all 4 times she served in the first set, she won a total of 9 points in 4 service games. It's astonishing.
One of the best serves on the tour. The other thing, if you're Davenport here, you've just got to try to keep that ball in play, trying to find your rhythm, and you hope somehow that Dementieva can't keep up that same intensity, that same ability to finish the points off. Davenport sensing that Dementieva is going to hit this ball up with the slice, moves on in.
So Davenport does back it up. 2-love.
Second set.
Of course, following this ladies' quarter, Agassi and Blake. See if the men can keep writing chapters in what's been a fabulous men's U.S. Open. Another 5-setter today with Ginepri taking out Coria. Dementieva's rushing through and through. She's Her tennis game developed in Moscow.
Same club as Meskina, grew up together.
Her mother started her in tennis. She was turned down the first couple of clubs she tried to go to, and the Spartak club finally took her a last-ditch effort.
Mother Vera is here with her as her coach now. She had been working with Olga Morozova for a couple of years.
Right. That's no longer. And there's Vera, who was a teacher by trade. Her father, Elena's father, an electrical engineer, so a little different, not the athletic genes that we often see.
I always wonder how the parents can be their coach when they weren't tennis players themselves. Just don't know that much about the game. It seems to me that you give yourself every advantage in the game.
Well, it's very common, as we see. You start with Orsine and Richard. Go through many players, both male and female.
Even now, Donald Young, I think 16-year-old American, his parents are his coach. Just seems that you want somebody with a little experience out there on your side as well.
There's your first double.
One thing you can definitely say about Lindsay is her parents have not been overly involved in her tennis career.
In fact, her father is supposed to be here tonight for the first time to ever see Lindsay at the U.S. Open.
I've only seen him a few times, and we grew up in the same area. Davenport, she was pretty young, probably about 16 or 17. Robert Vantoff, there's Mother Ann.
We often
Robert
see through the years,
Vantoff
see Ann, but
was traveling with Lindsay, and most often Ann would not come.
Show up at the majors, right?
Yep. Robert Vantoff, he's not given enough credit for Lindsay's game. She says he is the one that really helped her with her serve. Got the ground strokes from Lansdorp. Great get from Davenport, and then she chases down the lob. Smart to throw it up as high as she can. Dementieva, good overhead, has no trouble with that. You'll see that often, Ted. People have trouble with the serve, but not with the overhead.
It's like the basketball player that can drill jump shot after jump shot and can't make a free throw.
Think you can get away with murder? Think again! Law & Order Criminal Intent. Weeknights at 8 beginning September 19th on USA.
We're pretty good at connecting the dots.
I know. I should be able to return a movie by now, but I can't. I always end up owing more than if I just bought the thing. And I didn't even want it in the first place. They were just out of everything else, so... But with my Adelphia On Demand, I'm set. I have a whole library of movies right on my TV. And once I'm done with it, I'm done. Oh, excuse me, wait, I have to return the... No, we're done.
Add the digital HBO Silver Value Pack for just $12 a month for 4 months.
It can change the channel from here, adjust the volume from over here, and control what your kids can and can't watch on TV, even when you're miles away. It's your remote control, and you can use it to restrict access to any channel you don't want your kids watching, and to automatically block shows based on ratings. Talk about remote control. To learn more, visit controlyourtv.org. Cable TV. Take control. It's easy.
The U.S. Open on USA, brought to you in part by Crest Whitening Expressions. The whitening won't surprise you, but the taste will. And by Mass Mutual Financial Group. You can't predict, you can prepare. No sense that Lindsay Davenport is going to make this a match in the second set after a most surprising first set. Dementieva plowing through it in just 27 minutes. Say that number will help buttress that thought that Davenport may be getting herself back on track.
Crucial game here for Davenport to solidify her lead. Dementieva thinking the ball was long on the baseline.
He's looking up. Enric Molina in the chair for this match.
That's just a terrific shot. Look at the depth. I think I read her lips. You're doing nothing. Doesn't think she did enough. Dementieva had enough time to set up and really rip this backhand.
Davenport at the French this year lost the first set of her match with Clijsters 6-1.
It was down 3-1. Even more. It looked like it was Clijsters was on cruise control. Clay, least favorite service of Davenport, the only Grand Slam that she hasn't won. That was a huge win for her. Clijsters plays so well on that surface.
Lindsay lost the first set of her Wimbledon semi to Mauresmo, came back to win, lost the first set of her Australian semi this year to Deschy, came back to win.
Dementieva's game as well, Ted, is going down a bit. Davenport seems to be a little on the rise. She was not missing those type of shots in the first set. The second serves of Davenport, she was punishing them.
So 3-1 for Davenport.